Hey coin collectors, welcome back to COİN. In this episode we are going to look into 15 highly sought after US coins that you should not spend these days. They may look ordinary to untrained eye, but these coins are worth big money actually. So hit that subscribe button below this video and let's get started. Number 15, this is 1946 the Jefferson nickel in MS67 plus condition with full steps. Vividly toned specimen with wonderful surface preservation and sharp strike on reverse. Also some elements of Monticello display, light softness, porch exhibits, delineated 5 steps. This elusive specimen ended up selling for $1,306.12 with buyer's fee. Number 14, here is 1948 Franklin half dollar in MS67 condition with full bell lines, an awesome first year superb gem with great satin luster and lovely light toning variations that include pale gold, rose gray and sky blue. A near pristine coin with razor sharp striking definitions throughout. Very scarce at its grade level, it was sold for $5,287.50. Number 13, this is 1943 D steel penny with repunched mint mark D over D. Graded in mint state 67 by PCGS, zinc-coated steel sand production was in full force in 1943. To preserve copper as a strategic material during the World War II. Dies were created at the Philadelphia Mint as they always were, and then shipped to the branch mints where the workmen placed the mint marks in the die and then sent them to the presses. On this particular die, this is 1973 S Washington Quarter in PR70 deep cameo condition, collectible superb gem that is unsurpassed in numismatic grading. PR70 is the toppest grade available in coin grading scale for proof coins. Other than that, deep cameo designation indicates that this coin displays stark contrast between mirror-like fields and frosty device elements, meaning reliefs. It ended up selling for $6,022.50 with buyer's fee. Number 11, moving on with this 1926 S Lincoln Cent in MS64 red condition. Advanced Lincoln Cent collectors soon learned that the 1926 S is a key date in full red, much rarer as such than the lower mintage 1909 S VDB, 1914 D and 1931 S. The present orange, red and olive green has a good strike and exceptional eye appeal. A loop reveal only trivial contact and carbon. Housed in a green label holder, it was sold for $6,345. Number 10, this is 1957 Lincoln Cent in PR68 red deep cameo condition. The surfaces are pristine and each side displays picturesque contrast and liquid-like fields, rather than deep copper orange color of many other proof Lincolns. The present coin has more mild copper pink patina. It was sold for $7,200. 1910 Lincoln Cent in MS67 plus red condition. Luster glistens in luminance on this high-end superb gem, one of the finest known red 1910 Lincoln Cents. The all-in-one approval further confirms the coin's quality. According to PCGS in 1942, the US Mint struck 2 different proof Jefferson nickels. It struck the Type 1 clad version and it also struck Type 2 silver version. The Type 1 does not have a P mint mark, while the Type 2 silver does have a P mint mark. Both coins have similar mintage. This Type 1 gem was sold for $8,723.34 with buyer's fee. Number 7, this is 1950 Washington Quarter with repunched mint mark S over D. Graded in MS67 plus condition by PCGS and approved by CEC. The 1950 SD Washington Quarter is varieties that resulted from an over mint mark error at the San Francisco Mint. This means that the mint mark S for San Francisco was stamped over a previously punched mint mark D for Denver. The original mint mark D can be seen underneath the overprinted S on reverse. It ended up selling for $12,825 with buyer's fee. Number 6 here is 1944 S Washington quarter in MS68 condition. A wash in blended reddish gold, blue-gray and pale pink iridescence. This beautiful superb gem retains full vibrance to frosty mint luster. There is not so much as a single distracting abrasion or other blemish to limit either the technical quality or eye appeal. It was sold for $16,100. Number 5, 1952 D Franklin $half in MS67 condition with full bell lines. A frosty silver superb gem with bold cartwheels luster that supports peripheral golden toning highlights. Highly elusive in this superb gem grade, it was sold for $18,800. Number 4, 1936 S Washington quarter in MS68 condition, dusted with antique silver tinting. This delectable superb gem also exhibits a crescent of rich reddish russet iridescence along the left obverse border. Frosted surfaces are sharply struck and approach perfection. This kind of superior quality and eye appeal would be rare even on later date Washington quarter. To have it on an example of a semi-key date San Francisco mint issue from the 1930s is truly remarkable. It was sold for $31,200. Number 3, 1919 D Walking Liberty $half in MS64 condition. Here is highly desirable choice mint state example of this key date $half issue. Both sides display abundant luster, the obverse essentially brilliant, and the reverse with only lightest champagne gold iridescence in evidence. In mint states, this is the third rarest issue of this type, surpassed by only 1921S and 1919S. However, it's a severe strike rarity, with most uncirculated examples flatly struck in the centers and limited to the grades well below gem. It was sold for $28,800. Number 2, 1913 Lincoln Cent in MS67 red condition. Despite the mintage of more than 76 million pieces in pre-war America, the 1913 Lincoln Cent is seldom seen even in MS66 red. MS67 gems are much more rarer. These pieces fully struck over both sides with no weaknesses in the usually seen areas. The surfaces are medium orange gold, mellowing only slightly to a thin arc of violet near the left obverse rim. A few tiny microflecks appear only with the aid of loop. It was sold for $32,400. Number 1, and the most valuable lot of this episode, extraordinarily rare red 1969 S Lincoln Cent with double die verse. Writing in the Cherry Picker's Guide to Rare Die Varieties of United States Coins, Bill Fevers and J.T. Stanton describes the 1969 SDDO Lincoln Cent thus: the publicity this coin has received over its lifetime has been enormous, hence the very high values, which are well deserved. This is a very rare, strong double die. One does not even need a loop to discover wide pronounced doubling to all of the letterings and the digits on the obverse, the spread appearing to grow towards the left border. Over the years, this cataloger has handled very few examples. This is an attractive piece with warm, even medium orange luster to both sides. There are few blemishes of any kind, and most are so small as to be easily overlooked by unaided eye. It was sold for $86,250. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you found this information helpful. Like, comment and subscribe. Have a good one. Do you have loose change lying around? Well, you might want to think twice before tossing it aside. Today we're going to take a closer look at 16 rare coins that could be worth money. So hit subscribe button below and let's get started. Number 16, this is 1978 Eisenhower dollar in MS67 condition. Lovely iridescent gold toning on obverse gives way to silver-gray brilliance on the reverse. Both sides are boldly struck, lustrous, and exceptionally smooth for circulation-struck Eisenhower dollar of any issue. It was sold for $1,440. 19 19 Number 15, a rare error coin, 1957 Washington quarter struck on a dime planchet, graded in mint state 64 by NGC. It weighs just 2.5 grams, nicely centered, with legends largely off the flank due to the smaller diameter of the planchet than that intended for the design. Fortunately, the date is visible and legible. Though the digits are only partially present, the identity of the date on the mint errors is one of the key aspects of value, as very striking errors many times result in loss of this key element. It was sold for $2,040. Number 14, here is a famous 1955 wheat penny with double diverse. NGC assigned and circulated details with no numerical grade, because it has altered color, perhaps done intentionally. The 1955 double diverse penny is rare and valuable coin that resulted from a minting error. The obverse side of a coin features a noticeable doubling of the date and letterings, creating a distinct and prominent doubling effect. This error occurred when the coin die was engraved with a misaligned design. Due to its rarity and unique appearance, the 1955 double diverse penny is highly sought after by collectors and can command significant prices in the numismatic market. This elusive double diverse cent ended up selling for $2,400. Number 13. This is 1946 Washington quarter in MS68 condition. The 1946 D Washington quarter, while plentiful overall, is scarce in superb gem condition. This example displays radiant mint lost mint mark. Delicate powder blue and caramel gold visits the thoroughly lustrous and boldly impressed gem. The reverse on its own has look of a finer grade. The 1950 D over S is rarer than its 1950 S over D counterpart. Number 11. This is 2018 Roosevelt dime struck on a 4am planchet, graded in mint state 60 by PCGS. A typical clad dime weighs 2.27 grams, while the weight of this error dime is 1.5 grams. A predominantly steel planchet, likely made for coinage in unknown foreign country, was struck between the Roosevelt dime dies. Customary for an undersized planchet, the strike is mushy at the borders and centers. Nonetheless, Roosevelt's profile is bold. The surfaces are predominantly gray but display peripheral walnut brown shades. This elusive coin was sold for $3,360. Number 10. Here is 1955 D Washington quarter in MS67 condition. The Denver Mint likely had a hangover from its huge quarter dollar production in 1954. And 1955 provided a rare instance after 1950s that these mints struck fewer quarters than Philadelphia. This issue drew immediate attention from speculators who watched carefully the monthly mintage figures provided by the Treasury Department. Huge numbers of 1955 D quarters were saved, and worn examples below AU are a bit scarce. Most survivors have enough contact marks that they fail to grade higher than MS66. Some are faintly proof-like, but not enough so to be certified as proof-like. This specimen was sold for $4,680. Number 9 is this 1976 Jefferson nickel verse struck on a reverse of 1976 D Roosevelt dime, graded in mint state 64 by PCGS. Due to difference of planchet sizes, letterings are not fully struck. This elusive error coin ended up selling for $6,600. Number 8. Here is 1947 S Roosevelt dime in MS68 condition with full bands. Gentle pastel-like shades of powder blue and pink are enhanced by spring green and sunset red at the left obverse border, fully struck with bright, frosty luster overall. It was sold for $6,168.75. Number 7. Moving on with his 1943 Mercury dime in MS68 condition. The 1943 Mercury dime claims a wartime mintage of more than 191 million pieces, but the issue is still rare at the MS-68 grade level with a full mass designation. This spectacular MS-68 example displays sharply detailed design elements with full mass definition on facets. The virtually flawless lustrous surfaces are enhanced by highlights of violet, sea green, jade, and amber patina. Eye appeal is terrific. Sold on August 17, 2023 for $6,300. Number 6, here is 2000p Curious Sacagawea dollar in MS-68 condition. The famous 2000p Curious dollars are distinguished by the veins on the eagle's tail. That ribbing is not present on uncirculated or even proof coins. According to Heritage, with only 5,500 coins distributed and given to the public nature, it's easy to see why this cherry pickers and guidebook variety ranks 14th among the 100 greatest US modern coins. This golden superb gem enjoys swirling mint luster over fully struck and flawless preserved surfaces. Number 5, this is 1925 S Buffalo Nickel in MS-65 plus condition. The 1925S is plentiful in lower mid-state grades, but the date becomes notably scarce in MS-65 and is a significant rarity any finer. The condition census is composed of 5 MS-66 pieces, 3 at NGC and 2 at PCGS. This plus designated gem is just outside of census, and it is itself a rarity as one of only 3 plus graded pieces at this level. Satiny creamy white luster characterizes the luster, while the margins exhibit elements of metal flow due to the usual die fatigue associated with branch issues in 1920s. Some strike softness is as normal for the issue. Sold on August 15, 2023 for $10,800. Number 4, Lincoln Cent from elusive small date variety, graded in mint state 69, read by PCGS, an incredible condition rarity from this transitional modern issue. The surfaces are essentially flawless, painted in an even salmon pink hue, satiny luster cartwheels without interruption across each side, emphasizing the sharply rendered devices. It represents an incredible rarity and is destined for most advanced collection of Lincoln Cents. It ended up selling for $15,600. Number 3, another error coin. Stunning double-struck 1959 Franklin half dollar, graded as AU58 by PCGS. A rare dramatic major mint error on the Franklin half dollar. According to StacksPower, this coin was first struck properly, but then failed to fully eject from the press and received a second strike 55% off center to just before 6 o'clock. The result is that the lower obverse exhibits a second portrait, albeit only the top, while on the upper reverse, the bottom of a second Liberty Bell is also plainly evident. Also discernible from the second strike are portions of the word Liberty and the denomination half dollar. Virtually all design elements from the first impression are at least partially discernible, the date sharp and the D mint mark bold. It fetched a sum of $15,600. Number 2, 1941S Walking Liberty half dollar in MS-67 condition. The present coin brings the top-grade PCGS coin back to the market for registry collectors, and it has the added appeal for magnificent multicolored toning around both borders with light golden color across interiors. The strike is sharp and the lofty grade is unquestioned upon close examination. It was sold for $32,400 on August 15, 2023. Number 1, and here is 1909 VDB cent, graded as PR67 plus read by PCGS, and the grade was proven by CAC afterwards. The 1909 proof VDB cent is considered rare and valuable primarily due to its historical significance and limited mintage. The inclusion of designers' initials on the reverse led to a public outcry, as some felt it was too prominent. As a result, the initial VDB were removed from the coin's design later in 1909. The combination of being a one-year design with a limited initial mintage and historical importance has driven strong demand from collectors, further contributing to its rarity and value. This true gem ended up selling for $365,625 with buyer's fee. Thanks for watching this video. As always, if you have any questions or remarks, you can leave a comment under this video. And please hit subscribe and like buttons before you watch another video on YouTube. Take care. Did you know that some pennies are worth a fortune? It's true. Welcome back to our channel, dear COİN viewers. In the world of coin collecting, there are a few pennies that have become holy grail of numismatic community. These rare coins could fetch you a huge sum of money if you stumble upon them. So hit subscribe button below this video and let's get started. The 1969 S double diverse is extremely desirable variety, having an estimated population of less than 100. The doubling on this variety is very dramatic, fully matching the spectacular appearance of the well-known 1955 and 1972 double diverse varieties. But in the case of 1969 S, perhaps 100 times rarer. Quoting from Phoebus and Stanton's Cherry Picker's Guide, the publicity this coin has received over its lifetime has been enormous. Hence the very high values, which are well deserved. This MS64 gem ended up selling for $126,000 in 2018. The 1944 zinc-coated steel cent, commonly known as steel cent, is a unique and intriguing coin in the history of US currency. During World War II, the copper was considered a strategic material and was needed for military purposes. As a result, the United States Mint experimented with alternative materials for producing 1-cent coins. In 1943, the US Mint produced cents using zinc-coated steel instead of traditional bronze alloy, which primarily consisted of copper. However, due to various issues like rusting and confusions with dimes, the steel cents were not well received by public. Consequently, the US Mint reverted to using the transitional bronze alloy for cents in 1944. Nonetheless, a small number of 1944 cents were accidentally struck on zinc-coated steel planchets instead of intended bronze planchets. Therefore, they are super valuable even in average mint conditions. This MS64 gem fetched a sum of $180,000 in 2021. The 1914 D is one of the premier keys to the Lincoln Cent series, boasting one of the lowest mintage in the set with less than 1.2 million coins struck. In fact, this early Denver Mint issue is considerably more challenging in high grade than the more famous 1909 SVDB. Most Mint State survivors show up in MS63 and MS64 in brown and red and brown categories. Full red coins are much scarcer. This MS66 gem ended up selling for $72,000 in 2022. Thanks for watching this video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating tales from the world of coins. Hey coin collectors, welcome back to COİN. Did you know that some coins in your coin jar or your pocket change might be worth a lot of money? Today we will reveal 16 coins you need to avoid spending by mistake. Hit that subscribe button below this video and let's get started. Number 16. This is 1973 as Canadian dollar in PR64 Ultra Cameo condition. Multi-struck mint error coin. A spectacular proof Canadian dollar error showing the planchet expanded from multiple strikes out of color. All design elements and border legends are visible moderately centered on the planchet. This deeply reflective piece is sharply detailed and brilliant, showing strong contrast in addition to the visual interest of the error. Only a few faint hairlines prevent an even finer designation. It was sold for $3,120. Number 15, 1963 D Jefferson nickel in MS65 condition with full steps. Whereas the 1963 D Jefferson nickel is plentiful without full steps, it's rare in any grade with them. Both sides of this gem are brilliant, nickel gray with scintillating satin luster. Most importantly, the steps of Monticello are completely delineated. It was sold for $3,360. Number 14, this is 1937 Washington quarter with double die obverse, graded in mint state 64 by NGC. After initial flourish of economic recovery during 1934-1936, the United States slipped back into a short but nasty recession 1937-38, and this reduced commercial activity was reflected in lower mintage. The Philadelphia Mint coined fewer than half the number of quarter dollars coined the previous year, though this issue remains plentiful in grades through MS66. Higher certified coins are available in limited numbers and priced accordingly. Two nice double die obverse varieties are known for this issue, the first being prominent enough to be illustrated and priced in popular catalogs. This gem was sold for $4,443.75 with buyer's fee. Number 13, 1992 D Lincoln Cent in superb gem condition, graded as MS69 red by PCGS. This pinkish-orange superb gem is at the threshold of the numismatic perfection, bright, lustrous and smooth, an exquisite example of both the issue and type. It ended up selling for $4,600. Number 12, 1976 S Jefferson nickel struck on a wrong planchet, graded as PR68 red ultra cameo by NGC. With weight of 3.1 grams, this proof nickel was impressed on Lincoln Cent planchet. Rich copper-orange hues adorn the liquid-like mirrors, while the sharp frosty central devices display stark contrast. Neither side has a mentionable blemish. It was sold for $4,800. Yet another rare coin, 1973 D Kennedy $1 double struck, graded in mint state 62 by PCGS. Due to rotation of the planchet, the second strike was 10% off center, creating such twin Kennedy's effect on obverse. This error coin was sold for $4,800. Number 10, this is 1961 Roosevelt dime with attractive toning, graded in mint state 67 plus full bands by PCGS. According to NGC, starting these years and lasting through the early years of clad coinage, mintage rose dramatically in response to a growing shortage of coins. It ultimately turned out there were enough coins to go around, but they were not being returned to circulation in a timely manner by coin-operated businesses. The 1961 P dimes were hoarded in back quantities, though a certain percentage of these pieces were melted during the periods when their bullion value greatly exceeded their numismatic value. Certified examples are plentiful through MS67, but examples having full torch or full band details are in very short supply. This rarity was sold for $5,006.25 with buyer's fee. Number 9. This is 1985 D Lincoln Cent in MS69 red condition, a beautiful superb gem with dominant pinkish red luster and even lighter pale lilac highlights here and there at the rims. There is not even a single distracting blemish and the surfaces are all but perfect. This very low pulp penny ended up selling for $5,635. This is 1942 D Jefferson nickel in MS65 condition with full steps. Famous D over D repunched mint mark variety. The D mint mark was punched into the reverse die twice, first at an errant 90-degree rotation, and then corrected upright. This variety is popular and scarce in high grade. The present full steps example displays lovely frosty luster and just a tinge of light golden toning. No distracting abrasions are seen. It was sold for $5,760. Number 7. This is 1969 Lincoln Cent in MS67 red condition, a bit hazy in appearance, yet still dominated by extremely vivid medium red luster. There are no distracting blemishes, as one should expect at the superb gem level of preservation. It was sold for $5,750. Number 6. This is 1941 Jefferson nickel in PR68 plus condition. Sheer quality of preservation is what earns this coin the distinction. The proof of 1961 nickel is generally plentiful, although pieces in the lofty PR68 grade are notably rare. Vivid multicolor toning across each side complements the reflective fields and sharp satiny devices, delivering eye appeal that upholds its grade. It was sold for $7,800. Number 5. Here is 1912 D Lincoln Cent in MS66 red condition, CAC proven excellent gem. A semi-kedate coin in the lower grades, the 1912D emerged as a major condition rarity above MS65 red level. Adorned with even original pinkish-red luster, the surfaces are softly frosted in texture and devoid of grade-limiting blemishes. It was sold for $8,625. Number 4. This is 1917 Lincoln Cent with double die verse. Both sides of this delightful 1917 double die cent displays vibrant golden orange luster. The surfaces have an overall smooth satiny texture that highlights a razor sharp strike. A few extremely faint and easily overlooked fly specks on the obverse are all that seem to preclude a full gem rating. This is one of the most pronounced double die verse varieties in the Lincoln Cent series, with sharp doubling to the digits in the date and the letters "God we trust" in the motto. It was sold for $14,687.50. Number 3. Here is attractively toned 1939 S Washington quarter in MS68 condition. Grade had been further proven by CAC. According to NGC, the popularity of collecting United States coins by date and mint emerged during the mid-1930s in the response to the several very low mintage issues struck 1930-1933 that had already gained premiums. Hoping for lightning to strike twice, speculators routinely saved fresh rolls of new coins for decades afterwards. This has assured that a relatively low mintage coin such as 1939's quarter, which is rare in MS67 grade and higher, this rare gem ended up selling for $23,062.50 with buyer's fee. Number 2. Here is 1954 Lincoln Cent in MS67 red condition. According to Heritage, the exceptional quality of this coin is confirmed by a review of comments made by David Lang in his reference, A Complete Guide to Lincoln Cents. 1954 p-cents are noted for their generally poor quality. Most are dark and were coined from severely overused dies. The reason for both low mintage and the drastically inferior quality of this issue remain unknown. Razor sharp strike definition and rich original mint red luster support MS67 red grade assessment, along with clean, nearly pristine surfaces and vibrant luster. A great coin with tremendous eye appeal. It was sold for $23,500. Number 1, and this is 1951 Franklin of dollar in PR69 condition. This true gem is in threshold of numismatic perfection. Proof sales, which had more doubled between 1952 and 1950, rose only slightly for 1951. The quality of the coins improved, though there are still many 1951 proof half dollars coined with only semi-brilliant fields. It may be that the dies were fully polished when new but lost some of their brilliance after repeated use. The standard of quality familiar to collectors in proofs coined during recent decades was simply unimaginable in 1950s. This NGC graded gem ended up selling for $29,250 with buyer's fee. Thanks for watching this video. If you found this information helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more captivating numismatic content. Take care. Welcome back to COİN. Are you coin enthusiast looking to expand your collection? Then this video is certainly for you. Today we will delve into fascinating world of rare coins and showcase 16 hidden gems that every collector should know about. Hit that subscribe button below and let's dive in. Number 16, starting with this toned 1969 Kennedy $1 in superb gem condition, graded as MS67 by PCGS. This glorious example displays a pearl gray obverse with splashes of gold and crimson glowing at the lower border. The reverse is slightly more vibrant, offering rich tangerine hues and swaths of emerald, magenta iridescence at the lower right rim. Satiny luster complements this colorful complexion, showcasing truly pristine surfaces throughout. It was sold for $1,200. Number 15. Slightly rainbow-toned rosewood dime with full bands, graded as MS68 FB by PCGS. According to NGC, this issue is plentiful in mint states through the grade of MS67, but full bands or full torch examples are a small minority of the total number of survivors. The typical 1947S dime is softly struck from heavily much of the status of liberty seen on the reverse. Nearly full mint brilliance displays just a trace of pastel iridescence on their close inspection. Highly lustrous and very attractive and extremely rare, it was sold for $2,937.50. Number 13, another error coin 1943 Lincoln cent struck on a silver planchet, graded as AU58 by PCGS. This circulated wartime penny displays incomplete strike due to the blank size difference. Overall eye appeal is very pleasing for more than half-century-old penny. It was sold for $5,581.25. Number 12, 1952 D rosewood dime in mint state 68 with full bands, very attractive specimen. According to NGC, the American economy experienced a full recovery in 1952 from several years of slowed activity, as is reflected in mintage of 1952 D dimes. More than doubling from 1951, examples of this date and mint are quite plentiful in mint state. Due to the seeming tendency of Denver mint coins to attract more contact marks, top-grade pieces are slightly scarce. Those certified as FT or FB, however, comprise a much larger percentage than for 1952 dimes of the other mints. Nevertheless, this toned example ended up selling for $4,950 with buyer's fee. Number 11, here is 1912 Lincoln cent in brown, PR66 condition, CEC proven superb gem. Outstanding copper brown surfaces exhibit a smooth satiny texture with subtle cobalt blue undertones, also making a strong visual impression. Despite the published proof mintage of 2,172 pieces, combined population statistics of major certification services suggest that a small number of them survived. This elusive specimen ended up selling for $5,581.25. Number 10. This is 1965 Kennedy $1 in MS67 Plus condition. According to Stacksbauer, a truly outstanding example, notable for its superior preservation and remarkable patina. Fans of the superhero genre might call this two-faced specimen, as it offers two distinct personalities on one planchet. The left hemisphere on each side boasts a rich autumnal iridescence of olive gold, magenta, and powder blue color. This toning is dynamic and jewel-like, glowing with various shades as it rotates under the light. It was sold for $9,000. Number 9, 1957 Lincoln cent in MS67 red condition. This exquisite super gem sports fulsome medium orange luster with subtle pastel pink and lilac peripheral highlights. Smooth, inviting, this beautiful 1957 would make an impressive addition to a top-ranked Lincoln cent collection. It was sold for $8,225. Number 8, 1939 Jefferson nickel with doubled Monticello. According to Jaime Hernandez from PCGS, there are only 3 major double dies in the entire circulation strike Jefferson nickel series. They are 1939 double die reverse, 1943 double die obverse, and 1945 double die reverse. The 1939 double die reverse is the most dramatic of the three. The doubling is most evident on the words 5 cents, and the doubling is shifted towards the southeast and can be seen with naked eye. The word Monticello is also doubled, with doubling shifted towards the east and just barely to the south. This MS-67 error nickel was bargained for $10,616.62 with buyer's fee. Number 7. 1950 Lincoln cent in MS-67 red condition. According to NGC, this is another issue that is surprisingly scarce in MS-67 red and higher. The typical of Philadelphia mint cents from this period, the 1950 issue is usually well struck, but with $1, brick red colors and 4 cents of the war years and later 1950s. Many survivors also suffer from spotting and light staining. There are no varieties of note, though a few cut die breaks are known. Number 6. Here is 1937 S Washington quarter in MS-67 plus condition. The 1937 S quarters are typically bright and lustrous, with some revealing faintly proof-like fields from polishing of the dies to remove erosion lines and extend their life. 1937 quarters feature a curious anomaly not seen on any other entry in this series. The obverse border was broadened to the extent that it actually touched the date numerals. These must have been done to working dies individually and most likely performed at the San Francisco Mint's own machine shop. The net result is that while the coins look fairly normal in mint state, worn pieces provide much more durable in circulation. This gem was sold for $12,380.62 with buyer's fee. Number 5. 1967 Kennedy half dollar from special mint set, graded as MS-69 Ultra Cameo by NGC. An enchanting specimen with an uncommon degree of feel to devise contrast for a special mint set Kennedy half dollar of the 1965 to 1967 era. Untoned silver-white surfaces are fully struck, virtually pristine, and a delight to behold. The special mint sets of these years were produced in lieu of traditional proof sets, the federal government wrongly blaming numismatists for a nationwide shortage of circulation coins. This SMS half was sold for $12,600. Number 4. Here is attractively toned 1947 D Washington quarter dollar in MS-68 grade. Both sides have frosty near silver centers and dappled faded denim patina around. Gold to orange border toning forms distinct bands on obverse, while the reverse displays narrow arcs at the upper right and to far lesser extent near the TE of quarter. It was sold for $15,275 in 2013. Number 3. This is 1934 AS piece dollar in MS-66 condition. This is a simply outstanding premium gem example in the piece dollar series. The softly frosted surfaces are brilliant with full mint luster. The central striking detail is suitable bold for a San Francisco mint piece dollar, and definition is sharp to full elsewhere, remarkably smooth with exceptional eye appeal. This coin is nearly pristine. Sold for $26,400. Number 2. 1923 S Lincoln cent with exceptional strike and preservation level, graded as MS-65 red by PCGS. For the collectors of high quality Lincoln cents, the opportunity to acquire these boldly struck full red gem 1923 S should not be overlooked. The reverse is sharply defined apart from a bit of weakness in the right wheat kernels, and both sides possess outstanding luster in warm medium rose shades. It was sold for $31,200. Number 1. Here is 1925 D Lincoln cent in MS-65 red condition. According to Heritage, the 1925 D can be obtained with a little patience in MS-65 red, but no amount of patience or funding could make the issue collectible in better condition. This radiant copper orange example showcases rose accents and minimal carbon. Strike definition is bold throughout, approaching full in most places, A handful of minute bag marks occur in portrait. It was sold for $31,200. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more captivating content. Have a good one. Hey coin collectors, welcome back to COİN. Today I decided to show you some US coins from our collection. These are circulated specimens, but they command premiums at higher grades. So hit that subscribe and notification buttons below, and let's get started. This is 1979p Washington quarter struck by Philadelphia Mint, a circulated extremely fine specimen with some traces of nickel-gray luster. Device elements are mostly sharply struck. The 1979 Washington quarter is not considered rare or valuable in most cases. The Washington quarter was a standard circulating coin, and millions of them were minted each year. According to PCGS, the US Mint struck about 500 million 1979p Washington quarters, making it very common issue. It is fairly common up to MS66 condition. MS67 examples are very scarce. Anything grading higher than MS67 is considered rare. MS67 specimens are worth over $200. MS68 gems are almost unheard of with guiding price of $10,000. Here is 1965 Lincoln cent in circulated brown condition. Surfaces exhibit numerous contact marks and device elements are not that sharp. Other than that, some unpleasant tarnish stocks prevent a finer grade. The 1965p Lincoln cent is very common, especially since over 1.49 billion examples were struck. Only in MS66 condition is it somewhat scarce, yet still thousands of MS66 examples should still be out there. Keep an eye out for high-end MS66 examples since those are very scarce. According to sales records, most valuable 1965 red penny in MS67 was sold for $7,638 in 2014. Moving on with its sharply struck 1998p Washington quarter. Quarters from mid-90s generally display enhanced motifs on Washington's bust, especially the hair part. According to the NGC price guide, as of August 2023, a Washington quarter from 1998 in circulated condition is worth between 30 cents to 85 cents. However, on the open market, 1998p quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $375. Next piece, this is 1982p Jefferson nickel with weakly impressed reverse. Numerous contact marks are evident on either side and slight circulation drop on high points. Monticello steps are totally flat, so no talk of a full steps here. According to NGC price guide, as of August 2023, a Jefferson nickel from 1982 in circulated condition is worth between 10 cents to 20 cents. However, on the open market, 1982p nickels in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $165. This 1989p Rosewood diamond circulated extremely fine condition. Surfaces are neatly preserved and beads of mint luster evident on selected areas. Coin is mostly sharply struck, but the torch on the reverse display no full bands features. According to NGC price guide, as of August 2023, Rosewood dime from 1989 in circulated condition is worth between 15 cents and 35 cents. However, on the open market, 1989p dimes in superb gem condition sell for as much as $30. MS68 gems with full bands are rare. For instance, one specimen was sold for $2,925 with buyer's fee at Great Collections auction in 2018. Here is 1973 Lincoln cent in brown, very fine condition, slightly tarnished specimen with traces of dye fatigue on reverse. Some letterings on the backside are weakly struck. According to PCGS, the 1973p Lincoln cent is very common as the US Mint struck over 3.7 billion examples for circulation. Finding an example up to about MS65 condition is very easy. PCGS reported 56 specimens in MS67 and just 5 specimens in MS67 Plus. Guiding price for the latter is $4,600. Here is an error 1968 D Rosewood dime. It's likely a strike-through error. This large, irregular, elevated surface on the nose of the president. Coin overall displays average strike level. Numerous dye polishing lines are evident on the left half of the obverse. The numeral 8 displays irregular shape. Torch on the reverse is not fully struck, so no full bands here, according to NGC price guide. As of August 2023, a rosewood dime from 1968 in circulated condition is worth between 15 cents and 35 cents. However, on the open market, 1968 D dimes in pristine uncirculated condition sell for as much as $165. Thanks for watching this video. Consider subscribing to our channel for more captivating numismatic content. Have a good one. Hey coin collectors, welcome back to COİN. Prepare to be amazed as we delve into the astonishing world of numismatics, where seemingly ordinary pieces of metal can hold extraordinary value. Hit the subscribe button below and let's get started. Number 15, this is 1937 the Washington quarter in Mint State 67+, an impressively satiny Denver Mint example with a faint ghosting of golden and sky blue hues across both sides. According to NGC, despite the recession of 1937-38, $quarter-dollar production actually rose during 1937, a reflection of how few coins had been struck there in the first years of the decade. 1937D quarters are readily available in grades up to through MS66, but the population drops off drastically above that level, typical Denver Mint coins from this period. And lasting into the 1950s, the D Mint quarters are the most consistently well struck of the three mints output. This MS68 Plus gem was sold for $2,820. Number 14, here is 1951 Lincoln Cent in MS67 red condition. Gorgeous rose red surfaces with smooth, fully frosted texture. A lovely and inviting example with exceptional surface quality. This superb gem ended up selling for $4,715. Number 13, 1945 D Jefferson nickel in MS68 condition with full steps. Outstanding target toning, the obverse with sandy apricot peripheral color that gives way to iridescent salmon pink and lemon yellow towards the center. The latter two colors dominate on the reverse, but they are joined by wisps of powder blue and reddish apricot around the periphery. Silky smooth in appearance with intense mint luster to fully impressed features. It was sold for $3,840. Number 12, this is 1964 Jefferson nickel in MS66 condition with full steps. Boldly lustrous and fully brilliant with exceptional eye appeal, a difficult date to locate with sharp design elements. PCGS reported overall 38 specimens as this grade with only 6 numerically finer. This elusive specimen was sold for $3,525. Number 11, 1961 Lincoln Cent in PR69 deep cameo condition, as struck with glowing medium orange mint color to fully impressed, sharply cameoed surfaces. This dazzling ultra gem is a surprise condition rarity. From a mintage of 3,028,244 pieces, it was sold for $6,600. Number 10, moving on with this 2001 P Sacagawea dollar struck on a nickel planchet, graded in Mint State 61 by NGC. The strike is nearly flush with upper right obverse and lower right reverse borders. The difference in size between the dollar dies and nickel planchet has resulted in the loss of only the top half of the letters in the words United States off on the reverse, and a few minor details along the lower left obverse border. All features that are present are fully impressed and sharp. The surface is bright with satiny mint brilliance. A thin shallow obverse scuff over and behind Sacagawea's head is the only impediment to a higher Mint State grade. It was sold for $10,200. Number 9. This is 1943 Lincoln Cent struck on a silver dime planchet. Popular wrong planchet error. graded in mint state 65 by NGC. Fully brilliant and sharply struck on all but extreme edge of the coin, whereas a smaller dime planchet was stretched nearly to the width of Lincoln cent by force of the dice. Blazing white and lustrous with no signs of toning, the strike is so sharp, even the VDB on the Lincoln's shoulder is clear, a feature often lacking on normal 1943 cents on steel planchets. Of course, all 1943 mint errors have a sort of magical appeal because of the fame of the 1943 cents struck on a regular copper planchets, of which only a modest number exist. Finding any such planchet error like this cent on the dime from 1943 is a great fortune for the student of 20th century errors, but in the gem grade this